We are happy to take official oppositions. DA bows out GP unity talks. The ANC-DA talks have collapsed. The Democratic Alliance DA has confirmed that they will no longer be part of the government of provincial unity in Gauteng. This means the DA will not be included in the 7th Executive Council serving the province. This decision follows the ANC's proposal to allocate 3 council seats to the DA while retaining 7 for themselves. After robust engagements and the negotiations stretching over weeks, we have declined to take up seats on the African National Congress ANC terms and will not form part of the executive of the Gauteng Government of Provincial Unity GPU. We are both comfortable and proud to enter back into the opposition benches from where we will serve the people of Gauteng, the DA said in a statement released on Wednesday. Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi is expected to announce his council on Wednesday night in Johannesburg without the DA's input. Lesufi confirmed that this time the announcement will not be postponed. The formation of the provincial government has already been postponed twice. In the statement, the DA said they were proud to take the opposition benches since the talks were not fruitful. After a prolonged engagement involving various senior members of parties on both ends, yesterday, 2nd of July 2024, we found ourselves unable to accept a counter to our offer. The offer made to the DA was and continues to be one we find both unfair and unreasonable. In the spirit of unity and in an effort to build a relationship with a foundation of trust, we entered into these critical negotiations, the statement reads. However, the DA said it was impossible for them to be co-opted into government as we are meant to be power-sharing partners. We will not be functionaries who rubber-stamp decisions made by an executive that evidently is intent of keeping us on the edge of the fray. Beyond the problematic nature of the attitude that seemingly does not understand what their significant loss of the vote share in Gauteng entails, an air of refusal to be partners, which ultimately is the goal, dominated conversations. Negotiations are meant to be principle-based, as per the statement of intent that both the ANC and the DA signed on a national level, the DA said. The DA further stated that the ANC's Gauteng leadership and negotiations team do not view the situation in the same light. If both parties were negotiating in good faith, the situation might have been different now, it added. The official opposition said it cannot be part of the government that does not value fairness, proportionality, and principles in the same way they do. In the meantime, Helen Zille puts her foot down. DA wants 4 MEC posts as it accuses Gauteng ANC of negotiating in bad faith. 5 MEC positions for the ANC, 4 for the DA, and 1 position for the IFP. This is the compromise position that the Democratic Alliance's Federal Council Chairperson Helen Zille wants the African National Congress to accept in forming the Gauteng Government of Provincial Unity. Prolonged talks between the ANC and the DA were deadlocked on Tuesday as the parties haggled over the composition of the Gauteng Provincial Executive. The DA said it would not accept a skewed deal, saying it would be willing to take up the opposition benches in Gauteng if the unsatisfactory situations persisted. The ANC conceded that they have intended to allocate 3 seats to the DA and keep 7 to themselves, out of a cabinet of 11, including the ANC Premier. Clearly, that would be a violation of the proportionality clause. It would not in any way reflect the will of the voters. This division falls far short of the requirements set out in Clause 16 of the Declaration of Intent, and we say sorry, 8-3 is not acceptable given to the DA compromises 45% and the ANC 55% of the GPU. It also excluded the IFP that has been part of the national agreement from the start. We stated that this intention did not meet the requirement of good faith to the original signatories of the GNU, said Zille. Zille said during the press conference on Thursday that the offer was revised to 3 MEC positions for the DA, 1 for the IFP, Patriotic Alliance, and 6 for the ANC. Allocating more than double the number of executive positions to the ANC compared to the DA does not reflect the election outcome, nor it is broadly proportional, nor it is inclusive. The ANC offered to reduce the 7 to 6, retain the DA at 3 and giving the IFP or PA 1. We welcome the IFP's possible inclusion, but point out that this is still far short of the requirements of Clause 16. We are prepared to enter the GPU in Gauteng as a power-sharing partnership to reflect the will of the electorate, said Zille. The DA wants 4 MEC positions and it wants the IFP to be given 1 position. The DA has accepted the Deputy Speaker position in Gauteng. In the May 29th election, the ANC attained 34%, which is 28 seats, of the vote in the province of Gold, while the DA attained 27%, which is 22 seats of the vote, while other GNU partners attained 2.3%, which is 2 seats, for the FF Plus, 2%, which is 2 seats for the PA, and 0.8%, which is 1 seat for the IFP. Zille argues that in the spirit of proportional representation, they should get similar amount of positions in the provincial cabinet as the ANC. We are not prepared to be co-opted by the ANC on their own terms, acting as if it still has an overall majority, which it does not. We cannot agree to be taken hostage in a GPU, she said. She added that in terms of the committee chairs in the Gauteng legislature, they were willing to accept 6 out of the 17 positions, despite a significant shortfall, on the basis of the executive reflecting the letter and spirit of the Declaration of Intent. Zille has accused the ANC of negotiating in bad faith to get more positions, and she has vowed that they will not allow the ANC to treat them as lesser partners in the agreement, stressing they were 6 percentage points apart in the election's results. It is very hard for the ANC to come to terms of losing power. I understand that, but they got 34%, they didn't get 50% plus 1, and that means that they can't dictate the terms, she said. As the DA and ANC squabble over the proportionate allocations of the positions, Zille and DA Gauteng leader Lim Simang further discussions with the ANC, but stressed they were more than willing to take up the opposition benches if it got to that. Last week, talks between the ANC and the DA for the Government of National Unity Cabinet also reached intense level until an agreement was reached on Saturday night. Our door remains open to further negotiations when the ANC is genuinely committed. Treating us like a party is almost the same size as they are in Gauteng. We will, again, come to the table in an atmosphere of mutual respect and negotiate in good faith. There is still work to do. We must work through the statements of intent to ensure that we have the same understanding. And we must reach an agreement for the genuine sharing of power so that we can properly serve the voters of Gauteng as the electorate intended, said Zille. Meanwhile, the ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula is expected to address a press conference at Lutuli House at 11 a.m. on Wednesday to give an update on the latest developments regarding the Gauteng GPU. And that's it from our INJIBS network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.